Yo, come on in. Come on
Yeah.
in. Come on in, man. Let's have a conversation, man. Finally got back on the right track, man. 5 straight losses wasn't nothing to sneeze at, man. But y'all tuned in to the post game show, man. Come on in, come on in. Let's talk about it right quick, man. Let's talk about it. Before we get started, man, y'all know what to do, man. Introduce yourself so we can get this thing rolling, man. Knock it on out.
Oh man, you already know what's going on this way. A1 Forever Sports, Chris Tip Moore, man. Thank God that we was able to take care of business down in New Orleans, getting a big win. And it's big because again, like Smitty said, man, 5-game losing streak. Just, it's just wonderful to be able to get off of this losing streak and, being able to get off the snide with Kirk Cousins, against the team that he got hurt against last year, and
Right.
which started the downward spiral. But, I'm glad that we was able to end this downward spiral in this particular game, going 4-8. And, hey, good win. At the end of the day, holding these guys to 10 points. Yes, they could have had more, but thank God that Blake Groupie is a goofy. So I'm very happy about that. But ultimately, we're going to get in.
Right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's happening, chat? What's happening, chat? Y'all know who it is. It's the big homie. Let's get it, GA, man, and Tip and Smitty, man. I appreciate y'all having me on, man. And to the chat, I think Chris was being political, but, I'm going to be, street with it. Who that? Who that? Who that whooped that ass?
Not who that
Them
whooped.
Falcons. Them Falcons. So all them Aints fans that were talking all that shit all week, come on in. Let's have a conversation about it. But
And
but
yeah, 4-7. I don't know why the heck I said 4-8, but yeah, 4-7.
Yeah, you try to hand us a loss and you ain't happy yet. Come on, Chris. Tighten up.
At the end of the day, this season is still this season. So
yeah,
right.
Yeah. But to Chris's point, man, glad to get off the schnob. The defense played very well today. I was very impressed, especially with the pass rush, man. Very good win against a division rival, a heated rival at that. So to come out with the victory and them not scoring an offensive touchdown,
right.
That's pretty impressive. So, I'm just waiting for the Aints fans to come in and talk their shit and make excuses and stuff like that. So I'm just waiting on it. Y'all know how I want.
They ain't coming in today.
I'm about to say, what excuse? What can they really say? Again,
we was hurt. We ain't had this, that, but we didn't even.
We hurt too. We were losing guys in the middle of the game. So go ahead and cry me a river. At the end of the day, we took care of business, and that is talk about executing. Not necessarily all the way around, but at the end of the day, it was enough to beat your division rivals. It was hate week, week 1 of hate week, and you was able to go in there, and that defense was able to take care of business. You think about it. The Saints really only put up 3 points. That pick 6 that came off of Kyle Pitts' hands, that was really, again, no offensive touchdown. The offense was not able to move the ball. Alvin Kamara also went out after being tackled by Kaden Ellis, which, it was kind of like a scary tackle. If you're an Aints fan, especially, how his legs kind of went. So, and then with that right knee kind of bent down and bent in. Yeah, I knew what time it is. So, at the end of the day, you gotta play who you got to play, man. And at the end of the day, you got to take care of business. JP said, Z-Rob haters, Kurt haters. Well, I ain't gonna lie to you. It's one game for me, so Z-Rob
I'm still a hater. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm about to say one game ain't gonna take him off of the ish list. Okay,
right.
We've already seen 5 games of the last type. So Zach Robinson did good today overall, but at the end of the day, he did have his most comfortable quarterback that he's comfortable with, his player coach and Kirk Cousins. So
facts.
Take that in consideration as well.
But before we keep going, man, we got to give a shout out to the chat, man. I ain't gonna be rude. Got to give a shout out to the chat. Robert Blackman, what's good? Salute. Tim Calisipi, what's good, my guy? He's
salute.
Minute, one great team win. where has this coaching staff been the last few games? I
Competition,
answered it in
man.
one word. I answered it in one word. They prepared for the game. And tell y'all, I told y'all in my post game reaction, one thing about a quarterback, a veteran, than from a young guy, a veteran quarterback can command the offense, and that's what happened today. And by him commanding the offense, he didn't put up gaudy numbers, but he put up enough numbers to be a good game manager and keep this team rolling in the right direction the whole game. And you got to remember, without that interception and that pick six, this is really a blowout.
Oh, they only scored 3 points.
Right. But look, Joe Ward, let's go. Solomon Washington, what's good, my guy?
What's going on?
40-20, what's
What's
good?
going on, my brother?
Dirty Bird Gang 11, Dr. Gunja. Saints have no pass rush. We do. We did need a big nose tackle too. Really got the fire going. Replace AK. Well, honestly, Chris already said it might be AK's last season.
Bro, this is AK's last rodeo. I'm sorry. It was too many times to where I seen him, getting close to there, but not necessarily getting there. He missed a sack on Tyler Choke and Tyler Chuck, and I was like, come on now. Then there was another time to where Leonard Floyd kind of pushed him his way, and he kind of got like shielded off and got blocked. I was like, dang, AK, that would have been you. But I'll tell you one thing, that James Pierce Jr., he definitely showed up today. Jalen Walker still, doing what he does, being all over the place. Caden Ellis being disruptive. Salute to D. Alford. I want him to play in those kicks more often, those cleats that he had on, because he had a great game today, just overall, being around the ball.
He did.
Right. And then, of course, you're not going to continue to be trying our ball hawk safety, Mr. Xavier Watts, like that.
Well,
he really should have had 2 picks. Yeah, I'm about to say, you really should have had 2 picks, but people they were saying on the broadcast on how the receiver snatched it away from Watts, but you think about it, the receiver's momentum was going down to the ground, so he's pulling at the ball going down to the ground when Xavier is still flying through the air going the opposite direction. It was leverage. It wasn't power or anything like that. The ball was Watts. If they were going in the same direction, the ball would have been coming down with Watts. So, just a perspective thing as well on why he didn't come down with that touchdown. Not that touchdown, that interception. So just one out there for more.
But facts. But let's start with the offensive side of the ball, man. We got to start with Kirk Cousins, because let's be real, man. None of us expecting no game like this. 6 out of 14 for 48 yards the last game. Before I keep going, Dr. Gunja, the Dolphins were 1-6 when we lost to them. So I don't pay that, record thing no attention. But what I was saying with Kirk Cousins, I just feel like, he had a whole week to prepare. And we all know that the Falcons had problems with, and it showed in the first quarter, a little bit of rust with the offense, because, they could not move the ball in the first quarter. But throughout the game, and when the second quarter started, going along, Kirk Cousins started picking it up. They started play calling that were comfortable to Kirk Cousins. You saw it with him, trying to hit the tight ends. And if you notice, they ran 13 personnel this game with 3 tight ends. And that's mainly because, one, we were down Drake London, our physical receiver. 2, we wanted to get the ground game going again. And 3, I just feel like, it's what he uses best, because if you remember, he was in Minnesota, had a guy named TJ Hawkinson that, played very well. So tight ends are something that's, good to Kirk Cousins. Even though Kyle Pitts can hold a bar of soap in his hand and wash his hands straight, he still used Charlie Warner, even Quintiano. He used him as well. So he used everybody.
You could tell that he wasn't used to being out there too.
Right. So you got to give Kirk Cousins credit, man, for holding this team together, man. And his veteran presence, it just meant a lot this game. And it's crazy because a year ago, this is where his season pretty much ended. So it's only fitting that it gets revitalized in New Orleans. So what do y'all think about Kirk Cousins and, his play this game?
Well, me personally, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Chris. Go ahead. My bad.
Go ahead, Sean. Go ahead. Do you think?
Go ahead, Sean.
Well, personally, everything that you just spoke about, big bro. I think everything was predicated to the run game as far as getting the players out to our tight end, whether it was Pitts or Charlie Warner. I think the run game really set up the rest of the way for us as far as offensively is concerned. I think we were pretty decent, running the football with Tyler and Bijan, and they just set up everything to throw the ball downfield. Pitts dropped a couple of passes. I would argue on that pick six that the Aints had, I would argue that that was pass interference, but I digress. But I think the game plan was very, very suited for Kirk Cousins, how he likes to play offense. Whatever he's very comfortable in playing under center, to run the football and play action off that, and he looked very, very comfortable to me. And I gotta admit, he played a pretty good ball game, clean football. Other than that pick six, which I cannot put the blame on him.
That's what his fault. That was all Kyle Pitts.
That.
You got to catch that ball. But go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry. I got a little rebuttal as far as like the PI, cause that's the same thing that the Miss Carey was saying. She thought that it was defensive PI. To me, man, I just feel like it was. But at the same time, though, this isn't the first pass that he's dropped. So this isn't the first time that happened. It might have been some defensive PI, but okay, what about all the other times that he drops passes? At the end of the day, drops and Kyle Pitts are associated, with one another right now. And that's something that has to change, moving forward. But we're talking about Kirk Cousins. Kirk Chains. I don't want to necessarily call him Kirk Chains. I guess Kirk Frost. He returned, since today was able to be like you said, that game manager. At the end of the day, he didn't have gaudy numbers. The receivers didn't even necessarily have gaudy numbers. But what you did see was the involvement of Darnell Mooney, a guy who was almost 1,000-yard receiver under Kirk Cousins last year. You've seen those guys were able to connect on all three of the targets that Darnell Mooney was able to get, 74 yards and a touchdown, including that bomb that I feel like Kirk Cousins got ice on that elbow for right now. But so you had that going. Kirk Cousins got things going with Darnell Mooney. But you think about it, nobody for the offense had over 3 receptions. So at the end of the day, we were able to do enough. But one thing that did happen, well, actually 2 things. The first thing is Kirk Cousins and the Atlanta Falcons were able to keep the pass attempts under 30, because when we go over 30, we lose. Also, the run game was able to get out there and pretty much, kind of even, kind of split between the running backs. 14 carries for Bijan Robinson, 12 for Tyler Algier. So thank you very much, Zach Robinson, for including Tyler Algier. Bijan Robinson averaged 5 yards per carry. Tyler averaged nearly 4. So you love to see that run game getting going. We even got the Felipe fade today in this game as well, guys. So again, the offense, Kirk Cousins, everything was clicking on all cylinders. I will admit, yes, it was the 2-8, 2-9 now Aints, but you still got to go out there. And as a team, we're on a 5-game losing streak. Nobody is a guarantee. So you got to go out there and play. So I'll give Kirk,
especially a divisional matchup, especially in that.
Yes, first division win. So I salute and give credit to Kirk Cousins and the offense for able to take down a division opponent, get your first division win of the season, and let's just see where we can go forward moving with the offense. It's going to be interesting. 2 weeks under Kirk.
Facts. I call Felipe Franks Felipe Flag, because when it comes to special teams, he just get a flag every damn game, it seems like. But I got to also give a shout out to Zach Robinson for this. He stuck to his bread and butter a little bit more this game. Bijan and Tyler combined for 137 yards this game. When they get that run game going, they hard to stop, and then they can control the clock. And don't get me wrong, even in the third quarter, the second half, basically, the Saints control the clock most of the second half, about 18 minutes, I want to say. So shout out to him for still sticking to his guns and still calling a decent game in the second half to put more points on the board. So we all know the Falcons have not been a second half team this year. So shout out to him for calling enough plays for the Falcons to get at least one more touchdown in the fourth quarter. So you got to give it up, man. I mean, like I said, it's just a different type offense when you have a veteran quarterback that can guide the offensive coordinator in the right position. And that really was the difference in this game. Because both defenses, even though the Saints gave up, a couple of big plays, they still played pretty tough this game. But
we knew it was gonna be like that, though, bro.
We
knew the Saints gonna play us tough. No, it don't matter if they got none but the old folks home out there; they still gonna try to play us tough. I got a question for y'all, and I'm saying, just speaking about points in particular, the guy who I said was going to save us a lot in this game, he did show up. Talking about Mr. Zane Gonzalez, who kicked multiple field goals for the Atlanta Falcons. Points for the Atlanta Falcons. And I was like, I think we're going to rely heavily on them. And at the end of the day, so yes, we did get touchdowns, but shout out to Zane Gonzalez going 3 for 3, including a season long of
59 yarder.
Yeah, man. So it's just like you love to see that 6 yarder. He accounted for 10 points. So Falcons had 2 touchdowns. He accounted for 10 points of our 24. Shout out to Zane Gonzalez, and fixing his hair, making sure he's looking good, and those field goals are going right through the uprights. So love it.
Yeah.
Okay, now I know y'all had a conversation off camera, and it alluded to this question right here. Y'all talked about what's going on with Mike Pence and that knee. Can y'all talk about that right quick before we keep going? Because this is one of those comments that I just can't get with. But go ahead.
Me personally, big bro. I think we saw so much pistol and shotgun when Penix was inserted into the starting lineup. I think it was like that just to protect his knee. I think that's personally what he was comfortable with, because you can see how the schematically how the offense is ran with him versus Kirk Cousins. When Kirk Cousins is on the center, you dropping back. When it's with his Bijan or Tyler Algier, you dropping back 5, 6, 7 yards just to hand the ball off. And I don't think Michael Penix was comfortable with that. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I think schematically, you saw much of that formation, which made us predictable. I think it was just a simple fact of just protecting him, what he was comfortable with. So you could take that with a grain of salt. It didn't work out in our favor as far as that, but that's just me personally. I don't think his knees could have held up. I don't think he was comfortable in that kind of those formations, whether it's him being up on the center. That's just me.
But I told y'all last week, y'all got to remember he's been playing most of the season with a knee brace on, so that let me know something wasn't right. I mean, look, all you gotta do is just really pay attention, man. Look, when any quarterback suffers any kind of injury, whether it's a knee, if it's an elbow, his arm is going to be in some kind of brace on that as well. Ankle is a brace. So knee brace been on. So I mean, the signs were there. I mean, that could have happened in practice. That could have happened in preseason. That could have happened in training camp. We don't know, but we do know that it came to light after that hit last week. So it's a thing of the past. But look, I mean, things happen, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to down the young man, but everything happens for a reason sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes. I mean, we at the end of the day, especially right now with our head coach and everything like that, and just the way that they do things, they don't like to try to give you a lot coming out of Flowery Branch. So we'll never, unless we're a fly on the wall or a janitor changing the trash can in the war room, we'll never know exactly like what's the whole realization and everything. Because also I've seen guys that have had multiple knee injuries, multiple injuries, and need to wear that brace, just like an offensive lineman, just like a defensive lineman who wears just like David Amanyata. He has an elbow brace on right now that he's been wearing, but that has to keep everything intact and all that stuff like that. So people are always dealing with injuries, past injuries, and everything like that too. So I don't necessarily like feed into the it could have been something going on with the knee. I just honestly feel like that was just extra cushion, something that I see from any quarterback that's dealt with anything with their knee. Look at Mac Jones earlier this year. He had a knee brace so doggone big on him, he could barely walk. But you know,
what you talking about?
So at the end of the day, like I don't buy into that. But and then on top of that, if it was something going on, that is really like another indictment. Like I was saying earlier, that's like another indictment toward the franchise, because it's like, okay, so why are you doing this if we're going to be going through this later on? You know, like cause and effect. So like, I do think that there is maybe like a little something to keeping Penix, you know what I'm saying, back in that pistol to keep him confident, keep him comfortable. And, you know what I'm saying, you just never know in football. You can't trust the offensive line like that. Hey, our offensive line today, even though like Kurt wasn't sacked crazy amount of times, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, the offensive line still had penalties. You had guys like Elijah Wilkinson, who is like, I think he's tied for the most false starts in the league this year, and he has 8 penalties against him alone.
He's the most penalized offensive lineman in the NFL. They said that today.
See what I'm saying? So there you have it. So like my thing is, you know, you have that going on, but that is another thing too. You gotta remember, it's again doing due diligence and going through this. I ask this, and my thing is, before I say this comment, yes, I am a Michael Penix guy. Yes, I do believe in Michael Penix because I've seen the ability. But going back to that workout that everyone fell in love with before we drafted Michael Penix, are there certain what was the text of the drill? What was the verbiage of the drill? What was the contents? That's the word I'm looking for. What was the contents of it? Like what
the arm strength.
My thing is, I've seen Michael Penix under center. That's what I can see if I've never seen that, but I have seen it. You can Google Michael Penix being under center.
I watched him at Washington probably about 20, 30 games. So
I'm saying whether it's in practice, whether it's at college or last year, I seen Michael Penix under center last year. So again, I'm trying to figure out exactly what's all going on. Yes, I understand he has the injuries and everything, but something is not being disclosed about Michael Penix all the way around.
But that's the problem. But I'm gonna go ahead, big bro. Your show. Go ahead.
You got it.
No, go ahead. You sound like you had a point.
You got it, Sean. Go ahead.
But that's the problem though, big bro. Because my thought process is this: did we know that Michael Penix had these injury prone issues before, prior to being drafted? Yes, but Arthur Blank still did it. He still chose, hey, I want this kid. He still did that.
Yeah.
Knowing these issues. And then on top of that too, you took him with the 8th overall pick. That's why I go back to the Kirk Cousins signing when he first came on. I didn't agree with the guaranteed money that they offered him, but this is why I do side with Kirk Cousins. I truly believe he did not know this is where the Falcons was going with as far as drafting a quarterback within the first round, 2 weeks after they signed him to a free agent contract deal.
Yeah.
That would piss anybody off. Like what?
Mm-hmm.
So everything, everybody that's saying that, oh man, fuck Kirk Cousins, I want to be traded this and other. Sit back. If you really just peel back the layers of it, can you blame how he feels?
I also want to add some context to this as well.
Go ahead.
For Michael Penix, like, yes, he has had multiple season-ending injuries. I understand that this is number 5 for him, but he is on a rookie contract. I think the Falcons are going to do everything they possibly can to not only keep this man upright, but to try to see this rookie contract through, because you're putting a lot on this man and a lot into this man. So you've got to invest in it and be there. But one thing about a quarterback, people wonder what are some of the first things that leave. Well, I can tell you right now, it's the legs. How do I know? Because we've seen quarterbacks in the past, and plus Quincy Carter a former NFL quarterback, played for the Dallas Cowboys. He even said it himself. People think our arms and our upper body be the first thing to go. It's our legs.
Legs. Who don't know that? Because you
Yeah.
got to think about how
It's
much
a lot
torque
of
you
people that
putting
don't know
on.
that, to be honest with you,
You put on your how much torque and you putting on your ankles and knees and every single play. And you got to think about the shots you take. Below the waist. That's what kills it. Because this is why they cut out, being able to tackle at the leg below the knees. This is why they made that rule. Because knee injuries happen to quarterbacks more than anybody. And now non-contact injuries, running back and wide receivers, but just plain knee injuries, a quarterback can play with a knee injury longer than a skill position can. That's the thing. But for y'all, and I'm looking at the chat, for y'all that says that he's been sabotaged, no, he's just not developed good enough to understand what's going on in the offense, and that's coaching. And it is some of his fault too, because he's got to work on his craft in the offseason. And as I tell y'all, and I say this every week, you get a quarterback coach that can help you with your mechanics and your footwork, a lot of this stuff will go away. And you kind of seen it last year in the 3 games that he played at the end of the year. You seen the footwork. You saw him being able to move out the pocket and make throws. But the reason why he looks like he took a step backwards is because 1, the offensive line is not full strength. 2, the offensive coordinator still don't have the confidence in him to make certain throws and call certain plays that we saw with Kirk Cousins today. Because Kirk Cousins on the center, we would have never saw that with Michael Penix, under center that many times. Even though I tell y'all, and y'all saw it today, if you play Michael Penix more up under the center, and you see how short of a run Bijan Robinson got to get to the line of scrimmage, he'll make more big runs, and that happened today. Even when he was using screen passes. So a lot of simple things that the offensive coordinator had to work on. For Penix to get on that level, Zach Robinson got to, put his foot down and teach. But I don't think he'll be here next year to do that.
I'm about to say, I don't think Zach has that in him. I understand. I think y'all giving Zach Robinson a little bit too much credit. I don't think Zach Robinson developed anybody.
I'm saying the thing that he ran with Kirk Cousins, I'm telling y'all that's because Kirk is the veteran. He knows how to maneuver through these things. Michael Penix doesn't. Say if he's at the line of scrimmage, he sees a hot route, he can hit that hot route quick. Michael Penix may know how to read the hot route, but he may not know which way the route is going to go or how it's going to work out. He can't anticipate the throw. Kirk Cousins can. These are the simple things that he has to work on. And I'm not giving Zach Robinson credit. I'm just saying Kirk Cousins knows the offense a little bit better because he's a veteran and he's trained to do these things.
A lot of bit better.
So like I said last year, you remember me saying it. He was the offensive coordinator, and this is why I said it. Because a lot of the things he did today, some of it was Zach Robinson, but most of it was Kirk Cousins. Because look at how he was calling audibles at the line today. How many times have you seen Michael Penix do that?
Well, again, you have a guy who's a 14-year veteran, and the thing about it, we're trying to compare his mental to a guy that's only played no more than 15 games. That's unfair. So
that's exactly what I'm saying, bro. That's exactly what I'm saying.
I don't think Michael is being sabotaged. I just think he needs to get into the film room a little bit more, work on his mechanics some more. Michael Penix has the talent. He just has to hone it. He just has to shine it up. You know what I'm saying? Get in there and just grind it. You know what I'm saying? Work on the strengths. Anything that he's weak in, make it a strength. And just, you know what I'm saying, just continue to become the ultimate quarterback. There are plenty of things that Michael Penix, as a young guy, can work on. You know, again, there are so many guys in the NFL right now who has won MVPs, multiple MVPs and championships. They all were raw, and they all had to get better. Mahomes, Allen, etc. It's not an exception for Michael Penix Jr. just because we like him. He has to go out and has to perform. He has to go out and get the toolage. He has to go out and do some things as well, because he doesn't. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I believe, and I said this weeks ago, we don't have the coaching that can have him progress the way that we need. There's nobody on this staff that is proven to have taken a young guy and elevated him to the next level. Not one. Only we have is veterans. Right. Sean McVay, and they had Matt Stafford. They even had Jared Goff, who was more of a veteran than who played in a Super Bowl. So at the end of the day, there is nobody that this coaching staff has elevated as a young guy. So until I see them be able to do that, I'm out on whether they can do it or not, because I haven't seen it. So I don't believe that they necessarily can help Penix. I don't think we have the right coaching staff for him, but I'm not going to bail Penix out and say that he doesn't have things that he needs to work on as well, because he does. So it's like he needs to work on some things, but he doesn't have the best coaching staff with him. Again, I hate to always bring this up, but that's why I wanted a guy like Jim Harbaugh, somebody who played the position, somebody who's had guys with just as much talent or maybe less talent than Michael Penix when the arm position, somebody who can talk to him, pull him to the side, who has been a quarterback, who has developed guys. We don't have that. So again, you know what I'm saying? That's just what I got to say about that and about the Michael Penix situation, because really we're going to be talking about that the rest of the season, the entire offseason, et cetera, et cetera. Right. I want to really get back to this win and in this particular game. We ain't even talked about
coach to the defense. Let's coach to the defense, man. We got to give a shout out to the defense, man. And what Ulbrich is doing is amazing, man. 23 sacks in the last 4 games.
3 games, 23 sacks.
Miss Carey put in a record. We're only the 11th team in franchise history to do that, to have 5 straight games or 5+ sacks. So shout out to them for that. But again, man, y'all got to understand with these draft picks that we just had, Terry Fontenot just did something special, and he might not even get the chance to reap the benefits because of what's going on with this this offense. But when you look at what James Pierce brings, I watched the whole game, he had a sack and a half, he had about 6 pressures, and he was in the quarterback face every single play. And what it did, when he started to get pressure, everybody else started to catch on. You saw Jalen Walker, you saw Arnold Ebiketie pick it up, you saw Dorless, you saw Aurora. Everybody.
You saw Leonard Floyd. Everybody contributed.
Everybody. Good to see Leonard Floyd back today too.
So when you look at what that means, and as I said in the post-game reaction show, this could be the building block that this team needs. And what I mean by that, this could be the building block to an identity. And we've been known as an offensive team throughout the years. But what's wrong with being an identity on defense? If you have 2 of those guys to be a building block, how can you deny building around them? And and you saw Xavier Watts as well. Nearly 2 interceptions. Did have 1, could have had 2. You saw y'all might not want to hear this, but the importance of D. Offer and Mike Hughes, even though they struggle at times. The last couple of games when they want
to hear it, you think about it.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Tip.
He froze up. But Mike Hughes and D. Offer, man, they're proven veterans. And one thing about it, that's something that you can't replace with a first or second year guy. Y'all saw Natron Brooks last week. Clark Fields has been hurt for most of the season. So you just got to give it to this pass rush for picking this defense up and carrying this team. And all the offense did what they had to do. They ran the football. They made key plays when they needed to, and being able to finally stretch the field with Darnell Mooney. So one thing about it,
I was happy about that.
You can pick it up, but one thing about it, you just got to have a building block, and I think this is the perfect. These are the perfect 2 guys.
Right. I like the fact that, again, I'll say it again. D. Offer, You know what I'm saying? I need you to wear those cleats every week because I'm just saying this man had 10 tackles today, a forced fumble. He was everywhere. Like D Alford, man, he almost had a pick because I know when Divine Diablo, man, it was so great seeing Divine Diablo back today. 8 total tackles.
Man,
trying to get an interception with a busted hand, busted forearm, and that club on his left arm. Still trying to get the pick, and D Alford was right there. He almost got there in time too. So again, man, this defense, and shout out to AJ Terrell, one of the tough. I'm gonna go ahead and say it, one of, if not the toughest cornerback in the league. Not afraid. Never saw a tackle he's afraid to attempt. Yes, he went out of the game, but he came right back and played well. So AJ Terrell, shout out to AJ. Shout out to the entire defense. Like I said, it was a complete defensive effort. Another week, taking down these quarterbacks. We're putting these quarterbacks, in not necessarily the hospital, but definitely in the training room and definitely in the ice bath for sure. And you got to continue to do that. I'm agree with you in full with you, Smitty, on James Pierce Jr. and Jalen Walker being able to build around these two guys. If those picks, I'm not worried about the first round pick that's going to go to the rounds wherever it laid. Only reason I was worried about that in the beginning because we haven't seen what James Pierce Jr. and Jalen Walker could do. But now since like week 4, week 5, because I believe that's been since Jalen Walker and James Pierce have been out there on the field together. And, because remember Walker was dealing with the groin. So to see these two guys now, and like how they're like really like game busters, and they're continuously like getting reps. And I'm just worried about, well, not worried. I'm just looking at it like, just wait until next year after they get that full off season out of an NFL training program. After going out there, being able to dine at some of the most exquisite places.
Did he freeze up again?
But yeah, he's making great points, man. But with these defenses, man, you just got to keep building on that building block.
Brandon Corliss,
yeah,
leading the Falcons in sacks right now, 5.5. That guy is a guy that you have to account for. He's starting to become a guy you have to, and if he continues that, we're talking about Dorless, Pierce, Walker, and with some Aurora, all those guys starting to kind of become household names. You got to keep Caden Ellis. You got to keep Divine Diablo. Those guys right there are shoring up your middle. And also Caden, coming after the quarterback. I'm just loving, seeing that we have a defense. We got to work on that offense, especially the quarterback position, but at least we can have a defense to kind of build off of, something we haven't seen since like the Grits Blitz. As far like this is how this defense is playing. So we got to get an offense to match it, guys, at the end of the day. No matter who's the quarterback, Penix, Kurt, you, me, whoever. At the end of the day, we got to go out there and execute all the way around.
Facts.
Yeah.
Right quick, Sean, you got something to add, and I'm open to chat up for a minute.
Yeah, absolutely. Up to Tip's point when he talked about James Pierce, and I wasn't necessarily. I told you, Chris, and I told you, well, big bro, I wasn't worried about not having the first round pick this year. Speaking on JPJ, James Pierce, his talent didn't keep. His talent was the reason why he dropped so far like he did in the first round. It was attitude. Everybody saw that he had upside. Now we just reaping the benefits off of it now. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I told y'all for the past few weeks, him and Jalen Walker, I'm telling you, Falcon fans, I'm telling you right now, these boys is going to be a problem across the NFL. I'm telling you. I'm telling you right now, they're going to be a problem.
Yeah.
And one thing, 1,000% with that.
One thing that I want y'all to understand is one thing I feel like the Falcons got to do this offseason is you got to find a way to re-sign Divine Diablo, man. The way he went to this team and you saw it this game with a busted forearm. his leadership. And when he went out the game a couple of times, what did they do as soon as he exited the game? They worked the middle of the
They
field.
worked the middle.
Yep.
So,
Feel like I was
yeah,
listening to
so
Aaliyah.
but the thing about it, man, it's just falling in place perfectly. We don't know what's going to happen with Caden Ellis, and Divine Diablo could make him expendable depending on what the price may be. But if you can keep Diablo and Caden Ellis together with those edge rushers in that middle of that defensive line, you working with some of this front seven. Because like I said, I'm gonna keep repeating it. Jesse Bates could be a trade target this off season. Who knows? But the way Xavier Watts has played this year, oh yeah, he's 2 years. I'm my bad. I'm sorry. But still, if you sign to an extension on the back end of that last year, I mean, he's here for what 3-4 years. So you can add 2 years to that deal. But I just feel like Divine Diablo is one of those guys that you have to you got to lock him up long term, because one thing about it, chemistry is everything in the NFL. So let's get the chat. You got anything to say before we move on?
Oh, sure. I definitely still have to say something. For those,
Okay,
Me too, but yeah, but
and no, I just want to add just this. Do not get this win mistaken. You know what I'm saying? We did play the Aints. It's nice to get off of the schneid, but we still have a tough Jets game coming up, Seahawks game coming up, division rival Bucks coming up. At the end of the day, I'm really, really ready to see if guys are going to continue to play, if guys are going to continue to play for Raheem, et cetera. So it was a good win. Special teams still suck, but at the end of the day, I'm happy that the Atlanta Falcons were able to get this win. I'm just ready to be like, hey, let's try to go 1-0, and let's just see where we're at the end of the season. And I also saw people in the chat saying, hey, y'all too happy about this win because this win helps Raheem. At the end of the day, I always want the Falcons to win. I'm sorry, so if that at the end of the day, I'm never going to root necessarily against the Falcons because I want a particular person gone. I mean, I just feel like that's kind of backwards. So, I'm going to always root for the Falcons to win no matter who's here. At the end of the day, I feel like enough has already been done for our coaches to be, to have a coaching change. I feel like enough has already been done. You don't even have to see anything.
Chris. That's the thing, Chris. Even though he winning football games, look at how the season has turned out. They can end up with a winning record and still fire him. Why?
Bro,
because of the choices that he's made. And like I said, with the team that Terry is giving him a playoff caliber roster, and you're 4-7 right now. Oh no, I mean no. I don't care if you win 9 games, you still getting fired because it's just time for a change. And then look, it's just 2 years, I know. But just imagine they bring in a veteran that can take this talent over and put it where it needs to be. And that's the thing, Tremaine. When you're incompetent as a coach, that says a lot about how you hire. And I told y'all, if he had to put veteran coaches around him, we probably wouldn't even be in this situation. We probably wouldn't even be having this conversation. But since you made bonehead decisions and you fall victim to your ego, these are the type things that happen. So look, if the front office say, if you can hire another coach to be an offensive coordinator, they can put us over the top, and they'll probably ask him that. And depending on who he answers and who he bring in, they be like, well, no, that ain't gonna work. I feel that ain't gonna work. That ain't who we want, and he's gone. So I mean, look, sometimes you are your own worst enemy.
I feel like he's not even worth that, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Tommy Gunn, put the Tommy Gunn down, man. He said, so y'all want to run off Terry Fontenot off, even though he's responsible for the defense. I don't think anybody up here on this panel necessarily said that we're trying to run.
I know
Terry Fontenot
myself,
off, but
I know myself, Chris. Okay, go ahead.
No, I was about to say, I'm about to say, because we're all going to go around about this. Because it's just like, for me, I'm not trying to run Terry off. I just know that if they're starting to have moving pieces, and if you're starting to get rid of people, Terry is involved in that. And that has nothing to do with whether we like them or not. It's just decisions that's been made, and people who are here, they're tied to Terry as well. So it's not about trying to run him off. It's about being a casualty of war, possibly being a scapegoat. And the fact that Terry does not, I repeat, does not have an extension past the last game of this year. Now, yes, there's still time to do that, but it's very unlikely that it's going to happen. So we have to see exactly when the season is over, that Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, if Terry Fontenot will get an extension. So with all those things coming in there, you just got to be real. What you got, Smitty?
But point blank, I've been saying for God knows how long, when the owner, the team president, and the CEO are making the major decisions, that is a recipe for disaster. And with what Terry Fontenot's done with the cap, he can do his job without nobody being over his shoulder and holding and tying his hands in certain spots. Because I'm gonna be real, and Chris said it, and we've talked about it. Would they even win? Michael Penix had Terry Fontenot. I think so, because when Arthur Blank wanted Michael Penix, what did Terry Fontenot do that? He tried to trade right back up into the first round and go get the guy that he wanted. So that let me know he would have went Latu instead of Penix, and that draft would have went in a different direction. But hey, that's what happens. That's what happens when the front office doing things that they shouldn't be doing.
Well, to take it a step further, Smitty, the answer what's his name, Tommy Gunn, when he said you just want to run Terry Fontenot out, no, run him out. I'm like what you said, Chris. I think it was last week when you said it. You know, the man in me, I think he's done an outstanding job, especially in this draft class. You know, trading back in the first round to get JPJ, adding Xavier Watts, adding Billy Bowman. You know, key young guys that can contribute for years down the line. But putting your business hat on, we all know that the NFL is a results-based business.
Facts.
So Terry Fontenot has been here 5 years, 0 playoff appearances. That's just the facts, fellas. That's just the facts.
Is it fair?
No, not always. It's not.
You're right. And to add to your point, fam, there's not a Fortune 500 company in the world that would keep Terry Fontenot.
That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm getting at. That's all I'm getting at. It's a results-based business. In street terms, what have you done for me lately? What have you done for me lately?
Lately, it's been good. It's the totality and the whole body of work.
Now, is it fair? You know, pointing the finger and making somebody the scapegoat, and we done seen that. AKA Ray McLeod, AKA Ike Hilliard. We done seen that.
Yeah.
Is it fair? No, it's not fair. But that's just the way the cookie crumbs.
Yeah, true. DA, what's up, man? Talk to us right quick.
Man, what's going on with y'all, fella? Man, how everybody living, man?
What's going on, my boy?
Good, man.
Not much, man. Hey, I'm gonna say this, man. You know, and I want y'all to just hear me out for a second, right? You know, man, I'm a guy that go with the facts, man. You know, 99.9% of the things you guys say are accurate, man, every day. And I ain't finna start the day going against what you guys say. I'm just gonna speak on something I saw today with the Falcons, right? Now, if we go back to Tom Brady, when you look at every great quarterback in the National Football League, and you look at who they just say they had a great OC, intermediate OC, or a bad OC. The difference between today and what I've been saying when Penix has been on the field is Zach Robinson and Kirk Cousins were in each other's face every time they went to the sideline. The quarterback coach, you see the tablet, they're over there discussing things, right? Now, here's the deal. I'm going to say this. When we go back to Kirk Cousins 2 years ago, I'm gonna ask y'all this question: if Kirk Cousins never tears his Achilles and he comes to the Atlanta Falcons last year, what do you guys think the result would have been?
Well, for me, be honest with you, if Kirk Cousins would have came to us, no Achilles tear, nothing like that, I don't think Michael Penix is even drafted in that first round. I'm just gonna keep it a buck with you.
True. Now let me say this. Remember, now I'm not saying it's about to be no miraculous thing. I'm not saying I trust Kirk Cousins to take her to the promised land. I'm not even saying I think that Kirk Cousins and this Falcons team is gonna win out, because there's still a lot of holes, still a lot of question marks, right? But the fact of the matter is, this guy had us at 6-3 last year, right? 6-3 last year. And eventually that Achilles tear kicked back in on the way. He couldn't step through throws. Because let's be honest, most of his interceptions he threw in the latter part of his last season before he was benched, right? Because let's be honest, Kirk was still hurt, right? Now, it's my honest opinion. This is just me, right? And in all fairness to Kirk Cousins, right? Kirk Cousins is almost back to 100%. And we got to remember, less than 24 months ago, this guy was on pace to be the MVP of the league again, right? His numbers were far beyond every other quarterback in the league through the first 8 weeks of that season. Now, here we are, Kirk Cousins, with no wear and tear at this point, a guy who came in, brought Darnell Mooney back to life. Now the question is, was it the quarterback situation why Darnell Mooney has been missing? Right? Not saying Darnell Mooney had the best game of the season today. Well, it was his best game of the season. Not saying he had the best performance, but Darnell Mooney got active. And my question is it Kirk Cousins or is it Michael that he would rather have him throwing the ball to? Once again,
chemistry is everything, DA. Chemistry is everything. That's just like any quarterback in the league. If they have a certain receiver that they're comfortable with, guess what? That's who they're going to throw to. Because think about it. David Seals caught a touchdown in play today. That's who he's been working with since he's been on the bench and in practice with the practice team. So I mean, chemistry is everything. So it happens.
I mean, it's a lot going on with that. But guys, you got to understand. And I don't know if you saw it, Boom, or not. But if you remember, a few years ago, me and Smitty, we did a live to where we was like, "Hey, man, Falcons need to trade for Kirk Cousins because he's playing at an MVP type level. We need to try to get us a quarterback in here."
Yeah, I know. I talked about it.
We don't think that. We don't think that. You know, we had a live. We talked about this, and then he goes down for the rest of the season. The next year, he ends up as our quarterback. Now, to answer your question about Michael Penix and all that stuff like that, if Kirk was never hurt, I don't think Michael Penix would have been the draft pick. At number eight, we would have took Laiatu Latu because that's who the Falcons liked, and that's who the Falcons were trying to trade back up to get Laiatu Latu. By the way, Latu, who has 3 interceptions, and is the second guy in the last 35 years as a defensive lineman to do such. So, you know, so I mean, Laiatu Latu was the pick. It's just Penix became more available. Guys, you know, fell in love with him. Yeah, Michael Penix was our quarterback. But Kirk Cousins, man, at the end of the day, if he never got hurt, who knows? Maybe last year against the Saints still happened, though. Even though he got the Achilles, maybe the shoulder thing still happens because you look at Kirk Cousins before the Achilles and after the Achilles. I feel like Kirk Cousins tries to throw more with his arm outside of the mechanics because of that Achilles.
Yeah, you keep taking my talk. My bad. I'm sorry. Go ahead. My bad.
And that's the point I was getting to. It wasn't even so much about drafting Penix, but it was the fact of the matter is, I believe, like you said, the shoulder thing did happen with the Saints. That eventually took him out, but that was later in the season. I think they win 10 or 11 games last year if he was healthy, right? And I'm gonna say this. I do think that he's back almost to what he was when he was in Minnesota. And there's 2 things going on. Kirk Cousins wants a job in the National Football League next season, right? The Atlanta Falcons have already told me it. Like, do I think they can make the playoffs? No. Do I think there's still a chance? Yes, especially if Tampa loses tonight. That's going to put them 2 games back, right? Now, of course, when it come down to tiebreakers, they have to win their remaining 2 division games, but it's going to be a long shot. One is against Tampa, but they did get swept by Carolina. So if it comes down to a 3-way tie, Carolina wins the division. But the fact of the matter is there's still a chance for these guys. Now, do I think they beat the Rams? I don't. Do I think they beat the Seahawks? I don't. Do I think they can beat one of them? Maybe. Do I think they beat Arizona? It's a long shot. I'm also worried about the Jets, who they got next week. But the fact of the matter is, Bijan Robinson touched the ball, like Chris said earlier, touched the ball 12 times. I mean, not Bijan, Tyler Algier, right? And they were under center, right? And I don't even think that there was so much of a difference in the playbook for somebody to sit in the chat. I think the fact of the matter is Kirk Cousins saw some things that he didn't agree with, and he made adjustments, like Smitty and Chris and you guys been saying all day on this show, right? Michael Penix just can't make those adjustments yet. He can't really put this team in position to where they need to be in terms of a quarterback, because of him being young and not being inexperienced. And as far as being on the center, right? Like I said, like my brother said down here with me, bad knees, man. Kurt, hey, this guy's literally one more ACL tear away from probably never playing football again. And I'm gonna say this: people might think I'm crazy. People might think I'm a crash out of these young boys like to say. And I know, and y'all might not even agree, and that's cool. I think when Drake London comes back and Darnell Mooney having his favorite quarterback on the center throwing him the football, maybe Penix throw the ball too hard for him, I don't know. But I think that if Darnell Mooney is able to revive, and I get it, they young. Chris, you're right, they played the Saints. The Saints were terrible. But to what Smitty said, they still got some guys on that team. But every NFL team has 4 days maximum, if you talking about from game to game and practice and travel, to prepare for a team. And guess what? The Saints know the Falcons better than anybody else in the National Football League, right? But the fact of the matter is the players came to play today. But let me not miss my point. I'm going to make a bold prediction. I'm going to say either the Falcons going to finish this season 5-1 or they're going to win the remainder of their games and they're going to make the NFL postseason with Kirk Cousins. And the reason I say that is because Kirk Cousins is healthy. The pressure already off of Kirk Cousins. He's playing for a job. And I'm going to be honest, throughout this man's career, if you take away the second half of last season, there's no quarterback in the NFL outside of Brady, outside of a couple guys we've seen in history. One of the best quarterbacks with proving people wrong and playing under pressure when he's healthy has been Captain Kirk Cousins. And I'm going to be honest, I really believe when Drake London comes back and Darnell Mooney plays with this confidence level, because we already know this guy can play with the best of them, I think this Falcon team can win out with Kirk Cousins on the center. I really believe that. With the addition of Tyler Algier getting more touches like he did today, Bijan Robinson, and Kirk Cousins being the extension of the offensive play caller, right? The extension of that. Think about it. Every great play caller in the National Football League says one thing: my quarterback made life easier, right? And for Zach Robinson, last season, when Kirk Cousins was going, when he went 6-3 before the injury kicked back in, before he started turning the ball over, he made Zach Robinson look a lot better than what he was, simply because he was an extension of Zach Robinson on the field. So with that being said, I'm going to make a bold prediction. They're going to win out. They're going to go finish 10-7, and they're going to be probably a 6 or a 7 seed, and they're going to win a playoff game, man. I really believe that.
Wow.
You know what, Coach DA? You know what, Coach DA, man, much love and respect, man. You motivated the hell out of me. But let's get
I love it. I love it.
You motivated the hell out of me. But let's get back to reality. That shit ain't gonna happen.
I was about to say, I ain't gonna lie to you.
Let's get back to reality. No.
But my thing is, Sean, it's not even just about what the Falcons can do. It's the thing that is, we need other teams to help us out too.
Exactly. Hey, Chris, you keep taking my talk about. Go ahead, because you keep my. Man, that's where I was going.
Hey, brother, we just on the same wavelength today, man. You may be thinking it, but I'm saying it, man. I'm telling you, like it is. Like I'm telling you guys, like at the end of the day, we gotta remember, we gotta stay humble and remember that the Bucs still have to lose many games, even though they're losing right now. The Bucs, they still have to lose more games. The
Hey,
freaking
Carolina got a
Panthers
tough game tomorrow on Monday Night Football. They got the 49ers tomorrow.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
On the road.
But remember, the Falcons still have tough games too. The Seahawks,
Right, Rams and Seahawks, and you know what I'm saying, and the Arizona team, and the Jets ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
We got the Bucks again too. So it's just like I'm not saying that we can't win out. I'm not gonna put doubt into my Falcons like that. Even though it is some reality in that about us not winning out. Come on now, but I'm gonna cater to what DA is saying for a second.
Hey, Chris,
let's say we win out.
Chris,
again, we need help
before you go, man. Boom, we got more people in the back room, so we're gonna slide you down.
Gotcha. Y'all want to stay, man.
All right, Boom, appreciate you, my guy.
Yes, sir.
Well, go ahead with your point, Chris, and then we'll go to Dirty Bird.
No, it just we just got to keep it real, man. At the end of the day, Seahawks, they're a playoff team. You think they're going to come in and lay down in the bins? No, we're going to have to go earn that. Same thing with the Jets. We're going to have to go earn that. Even though they're a bad team, they're a scrappy bunch, and they have like rejuvenated energy. You know, it's trading out of some guys that they feel like kind of maybe was dampering the locker room or just setting guys free. They're going to come out to play. The Bucks, you already know what time it is with them. You got to go out there and execute. Now you still got the Rams, who right now are putting their foot up, you know, the Bucks behind right now. You still got to play those guys. You got the Aints one more time. You got the Cardinals. Again, you just got to be real. It's one game. Like, I'm just not going to jump out there and just say we're going to go undefeated just because Kurt looked good in one game. Remember that.
Exactly. That's exactly where I was going. Because I look at the quality of competition.
We
just beat a 2-win team. That's nothing to brag about. If I'm gonna be real.
I mean, it's one of those things where they say beat the teams you're supposed to beat. Well, with the talent on paper, just taking away what's happened to us for the season, on the talent on paper, the Aints ain't got nothing on the Falcons. Nothing.
Right.
Nathan. Right. But of course, you know, the season has gone differently. So again, I'm happy for the win. We needed to win. Great win. Excellent execution ultimately from the offense, defense doing what they do again, and the special teams looking real special. But at the end of the day, we got to look at it like this, man. We got this dub. Let's see if we can put another one together next week. Let's see how Kurt looks next week. Let's see how he looks the game after that. My point is, it's not going to be just one game or two for me. For the season that we have had, I need consistency. I need to see 3 wins, 4 wins, stuff like that to become a true believer. And I think that's, respectable. And I think that's honestly, reasonable with the season that we've had so long. But before anybody else goes, guys, I do have to go hit Hawks post game. Me and Walter Pollard, we're about to knock that out as well. So I'm going to, relinquish my spot up here on the panel, and somebody else can possibly, come and fill in for me as I'm coming out, to go get on Hawks Digest. But again, great Falcons win for me. I may be back. We'll see what happens, But if I'm not, at the end of the day, please, by all means, come follow me at A1 Forever Sports. That's the platform on YouTube. Please come over, like, comment, and subscribe. Great win. Time to continue to be generational Falcons and continue to get these dubs. But also A1 Forever on on Instagram, A1 Forever on X, Twitter, or whatever now. And then also the real A1 Forever on TikTok. Shout out to the Falcons. Shout out to the Dogs. Shout out to the Hawks. Everybody took care of business this weekend, and that's exactly what we need more of in Atlanta. Gentlemen, and again, hey, dinner's going to taste good tonight. If you ain't already had it, dinner's going to taste really good tonight because the Falcons win. But Smitty, Sean, y'all fellas, hold it down. I may be back, but if I'm not, I already know y'all guys got it. And appreciate everybody in the chat as always. Again, we're nothing without you guys. So just always know that we always appreciate you guys coming in, and especially after the post game coming in, speaking your piece. What up, Dirty Bird gang, man? I'm about to go ahead and get your spiel in. And fellas, y'all have a wonderful night if I don't see y'all again.
Yes, sir. Much love, too.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, man, Dirty Bird Gang, what's up, fam?
What's going on, Dirty?
What's going on, y'all? How y'all
Talk to me
doing
right quick.
Good, my brother.
Just kind of really ain't too much on the just kind of reiterating what y'all said, man. And like I said, good win. Not too overly excited because this coaching staff has yet to show us any type of consistency. And the level of competition you play week in and week out, you can't just go off for one game. I feel
Exactly.
but at the end of the day, we got to prepare for any other team like we did today a little bit. I'm gonna go more on the defensive side of the ball, man. Like I said, the hire of Nate Ollie, just bringing Albridge back up here. I've seen a lot of James Pierce hate everywhere I've read. I've seen a lot of James Pierce Jr. Because a lot of people are too unsure on him. But I watched him in Tennessee, and I watched a film on him. That dude, man, and one of the parts that you brought up, let's get it, was that his attitude. It translates on the field. He is violent, and everybody seems to feed off of it. I'm talking about, like you said, once he got a sack, everybody else started getting a sack. And and to me, man, and just like Smitty said, to have that foundation of possibly even an identity going forward, if you build off them two guys, because they only gonna get better.
Well, it's just to your point, Dirty Bird Gang, man. Everybody that cut on the tape and watched James Pierce, especially when he played at Tennessee, everybody and their mama knew that he was a first-round talent. His attitude is what kept him out the first round. And Terry traded that first-round pick to get back up in that first round to draft him. He was always a first-round talent. It's just like if you get around the right setting that can control his mindset, don't channel that anger, that tenacity onto the football field, he was going to be good. Damn, he's got 5.5 sacks as a rook. Just imagine a full offseason, like Big Bro said, with a full offseason. Development, coaching. I'm going to say it again. Him and Jalen Walker, they're going to be a problem. I'm telling y'all right now. That is the next dominant duo coming off the edge. I'm telling you right now. Them boys got it, man. Them boys got it.
Yep. And I was surprised to even see a one-arm Diablo today. I had seen him make a tackle in the backfield. I was like, damn, is that Divine Diablo? I was shocked to see him out there with one arm. He reminded me of Ray Lewis in his last year when he played the whole postseason in one arm. I ain't comparing him to Ray Lewis, but you know what I mean. Yeah. But just to have him out there was, that definitely helped out too. But to kind of go back on Smitty's point as far as like the offense, like Kirk Cousins, man, he's a veteran in the room. Like I said, I think it's more injury for with Penix to me, more so than ability and coaching. But Kirk Cousins is just an extension of the offense, man. You could just really see it today on how he was able to audible and everything. And I'm hoping Penix gets well, man, and hopefully he can have the right personnel and maybe the right quarterback that can teach him. And he's got to want it as well. So just praying for Michael Penix. That's all I got. Yep.
Appreciate you, my guy.
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man, but you got to just think about that, man. I get where Boone was coming from with the confidence, because once you start winning, you just want to keep building on that. But you got to understand, some of these teams, they're top of the class for a reason. You just can't, walk and expect them to lay down. And it's just like the Falcons play down to their competition. They need to start playing up to their competition because they have that type of talent.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, Smitty, man. Look how the game with Indy came down to the wire. Took overtime. Look how that game turned out against the week before New England. That was another game, but down to the wire. So we could play with anybody within the league. It's just like certain game situations that just didn't go our way, and a lot of that had to do with coaching. So it is what it is.
Coach, talk to us right quick before we roll on out.
What's up, fellas? Can y'all hear me?
Much. Yeah.
Yes, sir. What's up, Coach?
Not much. And first and foremost, let me say happy Thanksgiving to everybody if you celebrate it.
Saying
I
to you, my brother.
hope everybody be safe this weekend. So I this is my thing, right? I'm very, very, very good at taking my fan hat off and seeing this team for what it is. I'm great. We got a win, but I mean, it was trash bowl. So I mean, it's I'm not, you know, jumping for joy. Um, on the same token, you know, I always say we can be, we can be two and whatever, how many games in a year, and we can only have two wins. Those two wins better come against the Aints. So I'm happy that we beat the Aints. I never want to lose to them. Hell no. But I will say this, gentlemen, this game, and Smitty, I said it to you last week when Kurt went in the game. Y'all, people can't continuously keep on telling me, Michael Penix is the future. Michael Penix is the future. Michael Penix is the future. I get that he is inexperienced, but you just see the difference in play calling when Kirk got in the game. And I don't think Kirk is better than Penix in no shape, form, or fashion. He's just more experienced. But so why do you do rollouts and play actions and everything that we did? Bro, we did a flea flicker. Like what? Like where did that come from? It has to be. I believe we'll know at the end of the year. Some way to come out, but there has to be some type of issue as to where they called the games the way that they called them on offense when we had Penix on the center.
Well, no, let me tell you like this, Coach. The biggest thing about it is, and I said it, I've been saying it for a while. When you can control the kind of play calling this best suit your game, this is why Kirk Cousins always look better than Mike Penix, because he can control what goes on in the film room. He can control what goes on the field by looking to see what the defense is doing the entire game. He can go to the sideline, tell him tweak this, tweak that. Mike Penix can't do that yet. So this is the advantage that Kirk Cousins is going to always have. It's not nothing about sabotage. It's not nothing about, just completely changing the playbook. It's about what better suits the quarterback. And they said it. They were going to build the offense around just like what Penix had in college. And this is the reason why he's probably failing, because he's not trying to get out of that comfort zone. See, that's the thing. When he gets out that comfort zone and has that confidence that he can build up to the point where he can make the plays like Kirk Cousins, had a confidence like Kirk Cousins, then, hey, we won't even be having this conversation no more.
Right. I even take it. Go ahead. I'm sorry. My bad. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, brother.
Go ahead,
I'll take it a step further, and you said it early in the show, big bro. Kirk Cousins had a week long. He had a whole week to preparation. Whole week. Hey, on this down to this is. Hey, I'm comfortable with doing this. I'm comfortable with doing that. And Zach Robinson ain't got no choice but to, okay. All right, that's what you want to do. We'll do it. Hey, and we saw it on the field today.
Yeah, and I agree with you guys. I think Kurt has the sweat equity in the game to be like, and then he told you last year himself to be like, you know what, I'm gonna call whatever play I want. Like he said last year, he made an effort. It was him to decide to get Pitts in the game early. So I agree with you in that aspect, but we're not talking like nothing major. Like you can't put your guy on the center. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not talking about major changes. I'm talking about like it just looks completely different with him in it. And again, I will concede that some of that is Kurt doing his own thing because he has the sweat equity, being that he is a 14-year veteran in the game of in the NFL, in the game of football. So I will concede that fact. But something to me it just don't look right. And I don't mean Penix being sabotaged. I just mean like it has to be something that they to where that like they don't trust him or something. Like I just can't fathom your line. Your life is on the line in this job, head coach
Well,
and OC.
if they don't
And
trust him, then that tell you that they made the wrong pick if they don't trust him. Because at
right,
this point, after a year and a half, it should be some kind of trust there. I mean, and it's not his fault that he's not developed all the way. Because, like I say, his coaching, his filming, his
yep,
all this stuff. So
I
yeah,
think it's deeper than, I think personally, Smitty, I think it's deeper than that. When we guarantee Kirk Cousins all that money when we signed him in free agents and stuff like that, and once he got hurt in that elbow, once Raheem made that change at quarterback, everybody and their mama knew, at least I knew, you cannot go back to Kirk Cousins. You had no choice unless he got hurt, and that's the predicament that we in. Once that change was made at quarterback, you could not go back to him. You couldn't.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
You got to read
I
what you
did.
sow.
I did say the only way he hit the field is if he got hurt. And guess what? It happened. But Shaka Zulu, what's good, my guy? I want you to come through right quick. I know you're busy. Come through right quick and talk to us.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? How y'all doing, man?
What's going on, Shaka? What's going on, brother?
Hey, man, just living, man, and enjoying this win, man. I don't care what the record is, man. It sure feel good beating them Saints, don't it?
Oh, yeah,
That's the
Shaka,
Super Bowl every year.
You always start off wrong, brother. You start off wrong, man.
Them Aints, man.
There you go. There you go. The answer solid, brother. The answer
Hey,
solid.
man, I just want to say this, man. Pennis is my guy, man. Pennis is my guy, but it did feel good to have a veteran presence, man, running that offense today, bro. It's the small things, man, for me. Like how many delay of game penalties we done got on the opposite side of the ball? We had one coming in today where they were about to get that delay of game, and Kurt noticed it, man. And he got the play out, man. With Penix, I think he can't audible like Kurt do. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think he has that leverage like y'all was saying earlier. Because
Right.
our whole offense, we're gonna run motion each play. Every play we're gonna run some motion. But Kurt noticed that clock was running down, and he checked to a quick run play. Even though we didn't gain no yards, but we didn't lose 5, and that happened like twice in the game. You know what I'm saying? So it just felt good, man, to see a veteran. I don't want to say competent, but a veteran have a veteran presence running that offense today, bro. That really felt good, man. And this defense, man, bruh, we were almost last in sacks last year, but this year
Yeah,
we
listed
might
last.
be
We
first,
lead the
right?
league in sacks right now,
Yeah,
23.
what
And
I'm about to say, we should be leading the league in sacks. We went from
we
last to
number
first.
one in NFL in sacks.
Denver number one. Denver by damn near 60.
Oh, okay.
But
I know we
I
number
didn't know that.
two.
yeah, we number 2, yeah. But the crazy thing is we already done passed last year's number by 3, and we got
Right,
6 games left.
and it's just sad that we can't put it together, man. You know what I mean? As far as the wins, you know what I'm saying. All these close losses we done had here in the last 4 or 5 weeks, man. It just sucks, man, because we got a defense, man, that's hungry, young, and ready, bruh. So,
Yeah.
anyway, man, I'm just happy that we won, man, and got that monkey off our back. Hopefully, we can run off a season sweep. I know it ain't gonna happen, but
No, shit, no. Cause good is on that one, Shaka. No. That's not gonna happen. No.
hey, man, I
We're gonna
just hope
celebrate
we
tonight,
get
and
it and get some
then
more
we'll talk
wins,
about
man.
shit next week.
Every win make me happy, bro. That's the only thing I
That's
care
true.
about.
That's true,
Especially because
Shaka.
we ain't got
That's
no
true.
first round picks, so it really don't matter to me.
Well, that's fine. We're gonna enjoy
Right.
this win tonight, and we're gonna have a different It's gonna be a different conversation next
That's
week.
right. That's right.
So,
One game at a time, man. But Smith, I'm gonna get
Right.
out of here, man. I don't want to take up your time, brother. I know you probably got a lot of people in the chat, man, that's waiting. So I just want to come
Appreciate
in
you, Shaka.
and chop it up with y'all for a little bit.
10-4, Shaka, man. Good to meet you, brother.
Hey, you too, man.
Peace.
hey, Smitty, say something real quick. Everybody harping on that no first round pick, man. I don't care about that first round pick because I think JPJ is a first round talent, and so the pick was well spent. You know what I mean? Like to me, it is what it is. You know, it'll suck to give the Rams a top 10 pick. If we falter some and stay in the top 10, but James Pierce Jr. in my opinion was worth a late first round pick. So I don't
Agreed.
I agree with that too.
Agreed.
And we had many conversations with that, Smitty. We had many conversations about that.
Facts. That's what I'm talking about, man.
So,
But yeah, man. Another great win, man. Finally another win by the Falcons, should I say? 24-10 over the Saints, man. Look, this could be a building block, but one thing about it is excitement for a week. Next up, New York Jets. We, go up to New York to Washington. I'm sorry, to New York to play the Jets at the Meadowlands, and it's not going to be an easy game because I think Tyrod Taylor going to be the quarterback this week. Well, next week, because look, this defense is a building block. I'm gonna stick to that. Kirk Cousins had a pretty decent game today. He was a good game manager today. It's what we needed. We got back to running the football, 137 yards for Robinson and Algier. So maybe this could be a building block towards the future, not just this year. Maybe this could be some, and next year, whoever's still on the team, they'll have a year, together for chemistry. So let's see where this leads, man. But before I get out of here, man, let's get it. Tell everybody where to find you, man.
Hey, man, y'all, big bro. First and foremost, man, I'm very grateful, very, very humble, man, for you having me on your show, man. I greatly appreciate you. Love you, bro, man. For all my gamers out there, that's in the NBA 2K or Madden, or college football, whatever it be, you can find me on there. Just like you see it on the screen. Let's get it, GA. Almost at 1,300 subscribers, man. So do me a favor, man. Support me on my channel, man. Hit that subscribe button. And also want to say one more thing to Smitty before we get out of here, man. I know it's been a minute since we could say this as ATLers. Shout out to Atlanta sports just for the entire weekend. First of all, the Hawks and the Falcons, a clean sweep of from the city of New Orleans. So I didn't see no Aints fans coming here talking that shit because I was ready for them. I had some shit up under my skin, but y'all didn't show up.
Man. Yeah.
So it is what it is.
I see them Tuesday.
So I didn't see nothing, but it was a clean sweep by the Hawks and the Falcons in New Orleans at the same time. And shout out to the UGA. Georgia Tech. I don't give a fuck about them, but shout out to the city of Atlanta and our sports teams, man. So great weekend, great productive weekend, man.
Thanks. Hey, Coach, appreciate you coming through, my guy.
Yes, sir, man. Thank you for always having me, man. One of the OGs in the Atlanta podcast game, so it's always a pleasure and honor to be allowed on your platform.
Appreciate it, man. I'm trying to get better every day, man. There's always room to improve.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Big Bro Smitty, man. The OG, the big brother. Appreciate you, man.
But as far as me, you can find me every Wednesday, as it says on the screen, the Coach's Corner on YouTube and all platforms, TikTok, Twitter, or X rather, and Facebook. We're pretty new to the podcast game. We only got 9 shows in, but through the blessings and the graciousness of the listeners, we already 60 plus subscribers, and we're growing daily. So appreciate that, and appreciate platforms again like yours, Smitty, for allowing us on. People to hear my voice.
No problem, man. No problem.
Go subscribe. I just want to say before I get out, anybody that can hear my voice, man, I hope y'all have a blessed, wonderful Thanksgiving holiday if you celebrate that type of thing, and be safe on the highways and byways and airways this upcoming week to you and your family. So great win for the Falcons, always a great win against the Aints. Never want to see us against them. They kissed our what, I ain't gonna curse, but yeah, go to hell, Aints fans and the city of New Orleans. Not really, but when it comes to
don't worry about it, Coach. I got you. Fuck the Aints. I said it. I'll say it for you.
Yeah, so,
I'm wrong.
And everybody be safe.
Good to meet you, Coach, man. Good to meet you.
You too, brother. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but y'all know where to catch me, man. Smitty Sports Machine on YouTube. Also catch me at @FatBoySlim_21 on Twitter, because I'm always over there on Twitter, doing my thing and blowing it up, because that's what I do. Catch us this Tuesday, man. for the Jets preview show. We'll finally be back on Tuesdays after scheduling conflicts the last 2 weeks. So we get our regular Tuesday back at 8 o'clock. Our boy John Abraham will come through and talk to us. He played for the Falcons and the Jets and was part of one of the best trades in Atlanta Falcons history that brought him here. So he gonna come through, talk to us about both teams. And, you know, he's been a big supporter of the show, man. I talk to him daily, man, and I got to give him a shout out, man. Every chance I get him, we got to find a way to get him to Canton, man, because he damn sure deserves it. 133 and a half career sacks, man. He was top 10, top 12, top 15 somewhere in there all time when he retired. So we got to get him in Canton somehow. But another great show, man, to the chat, man. Thank y'all for coming through, supporting your boy, man, because I definitely appreciate it. Like I said, there's always room to grow. Like Coach said, I hope y'all have a happy Thanksgiving this week. If y'all don't get to tune us to us Tuesday at 8 o'clock, y'all enjoy family, enjoy food, because I know I will, like I always do. And we'll see y'all Tuesday for the Jets preview with John Abraham, and we're going to holler at y'all later, man. Peace.
Peace.